Good morning, my dearest friends. Today I am going to explain the story The Tiger King. Now, this story is quite funny and humorous as well. Now, see the elements of humor and satire in this story, and how the Maharaja was, just buttering the British officer in order to save his country from the clutches of the British officers. The Maharaja and the Diwan held deliberation over this issue. Means they start thinking and pondering and discussing now what can be done in order to save their country. As a result, a telegram was dispatched forthwith, to a famous British company of jewelers in Kolkata. Means this is the way they are just trying to purchase some gifts, very costly gifts, so that it could be given to the Durai, means the British officer, and the wife, of the officer, so that they could divert their attention from shooting or hunting a tiger. Sample of expensive diamonds, rings of different designs, some 50 rings arrived. The Maharaja sent the whole lot to the British officer's good lady. The king and the minister, expected the Durai Sani, means the wife, to choose one or two rings and send the rest back. Means the king was very much deliberate, very much kind and very much delicate. So that's why he sent all the samples, so that all the samples, so that the Dura Sani, means the wife of the British officer, will choose anyone, and send the rest of. But she was a greedy woman, so she took all the rings and sent a token of thanks. Within no time at all, the Durasani sent her a reply, "Thank you very much, for your gifts." Sorry. The Maharaja sent the whole lot of the to the British officer's good lady. The king and the minister expected the Durasani to choose one or two rings and send the rest back. Within no time, all the Durasani sent her reply, "Thank you very much for your gifts." In 2 days, a bill of 3 lakh of rupees, came from the British jewelers. The Maharaja was happy that though he had lost 3 lakh of rupees, he had managed to retain his kingdom. See the flattery, see the height of, slavery, you can say, flattery, we can say, or buttering, we can say. Means the kings were very much on that time, um, uh, in a state of compromise for their kingdom, for their throne, for their kingship at any cost. The Maharaja's tiger hunts continued to be highly successful. Within 10 years, he was now no British officers were, involved themselves in tiger hunting in the Pratibandpuram forest area. So the tiger hunting continued 10 years, 10 long years. And in these 10 long years, no matter of, kingdom were taken seriously, or not taken after, looked after. So all the things were, kept in pending work, and only work was going on there, and that is the tiger hunting. So within 10 years, he was able to kill 70 tigers, and then an unforeseen hurdle brought his mission to a standstill. This may be one question: what happened after killing 70 tigers? So there was no trace of any tiger, in his kingdom. Means all the tigers were killed by the Tiger King himself. So the tiger population became extinct in two forests of Pratibandpuram. Who knows whether the tigers practiced birth control, or committed hierarchy? Means this was their observation, that now the tiger population is totally extinct. It means uh, this is a irony. Actually, the narrator means to say that the tiger were totally frightened, because of the king, and that's why they had stopped giving birth to tigers. They were so much frightened, but actually it was not like that. It was due to the situation, it was due to the not comfortable, or place for the tiger, okay, there. So they might have been migrated from there, or they might have been killed by the king himself, or simply ran away from the estate because they desired to be shot by British hands alone. This is also ironic. Okay. One day the Maharaja sent for the Diwan. Diwan Sahab, aren't you aware of the fact that the 30 tigers still remain? Now this is the touch of humor. To be shot down by this gun of mine. This is the statement of the narrator. Sorry, Maharaja King. He asked, brandishing his gun, means showing. Shuddering at the sight of the gun, the Diwan cried out, "Your Majesty, I am not a tiger." This is the simple the conversation between the Maharaja and the Diwan. Sorry, Maharaja and Diwan Sahib is the example of humor. Your Majesty, I am not a tiger. See the condition of the countrymen, okay, and even the minister, even the Diwan before the king. They were very much frightened before the power of the king, and king himself was frightened at the power of the British officers. Which idiot would call you a tiger? No, and I am not a gun. You are neither tiger nor gun. Means he was totally frightened, and the response and reply of the Diwan is showing a kind of a humor. Diwan Sahab, I summoned you here for a different purpose. Means I have called you here. I have decided to get married. This was my planning. After killing 70 tigers, the king decided to get married in order to tally the mark of 100 tigers. I have decided to get married. The Diwan began to babble, means he was unable to what is that? Stand there, okay, even more. Your Majesty, I have 2 wives already. If I marry you, don't talk nonsense. Means he wanted to say something more, but in between the tiger cut the statement and said, don't talk nonsense. Why should I marry you? What I want is a tiger. So now see, means the Tiger King is telling something else, okay, and the Diwan Sahab is just getting something else, and this conversation creates confusion and at the same time humor. Your Majesty, please think it over. Means don't think about this. Your ancestors were married to the sword. This is the culture and tradition he is criticizing. If you like to marry the gun, okay, a Tiger King is more than enough for this estate. It does not need a tiger queen as well. The Maharaja gave a loud crack of laughter, means he laughed, okay, at the response of the Diwan. The Diwan is thinking that the ancestor of the Maharaja were married to the sword weapon, or if the Tiger King will marry with a lion, okay, the queen of this kingdom will be tigress. I am not thinking of marrying either a tiger or a gun, but a girl from the ranks of human beings. Okay, first you may draw up statistics of tiger population in the different native states. See the work, foolish work they are doing. Okay, the king asked the diwan that you please draw statistics. I mean, count the population of tiger. Okay, of the neighboring states or kingdom, and the maximum population of the tiger, okay, area of the kingdom, I will marry the princess of that kingdom. Next, you may investigate if there is a girl, okay, I can marry in the royal family or a state with a large tiger population. This was his wish after killing 70 tigers. This may be one more question. Why did the Tiger King decided to get married? So he was very much afraid of the prophecy and prediction by the astrologers, and that's why he wanted to kill 70 tigers. And there was no less population. There was the tiger population was totally extinct from his kingdom, and that's why he decided to marry a girl from such a kingdom where tiger population is there. Tiger population is maximum there. Maharaja Jang Bahadur killed 5 or 6 tigers. Now he was married. He found the girl, okay, from a state which possessed a large number of tigers. Maharaja Jang Bahadur killed 5 or 6 tigers. Okay, each time he visited his father-in-law. This was his, play. in order to show his bravery, in this manner, 99 tigers' skin adorned the walls of the reception hall in the Pratibandhapuram palace. And now he was able to kill 99 tigers. Okay, only one tiger was left. And all the skins, carcasses were, decorated in the Maharaja palace, in the reception hall. What will the Maharaja do to find the required number of tigers to kill? Now he was unable to find, okay, locate the last tiger. The Maharaja anxiety reached a fever pitch, okay, when there remained just one tiger to achieve his tally of 100. Means he was totally annoyed and angry. He lost his temper, and he wanted to kill the 100 tigers so that he could prove the astrologers, okay, wrong, and he wanted to do this activity, okay, as soon as possible. So now see what are the orders he passes, okay, what are the law he enforced there. He had this one thought during the day and the same dream at night. Means he was thinking nothing but only killing the last tiger. But this time the tiger farms, okay, had run dry. Means there was no trace of a single tiger. Even in his father-in-law kingdom, it became impossible to locate tigers anywhere. Means the tiger population was totally, uh, extinct. Yet only one more was needed. Okay, if he could kill just that one single beast, the Maharaja would have no fears left. Means this shows that he was frightened. This shows that he was also, you know, uh, even his father-in-law's kingdom, it became impossible to locate tigers anywhere. Yet only one more tiger was needed. If he could, okay, kill just that one single beast, the Maharaja would have no fears left. Means this was his, uh, fear. Means this shows that the Maharaja was very much frightened because of the prophecy and because of the, uh, the prediction of the astrologers about the life of the Tiger King, and that's why the Tiger King has left all the public affair or the kingdom's matter until unless he is not going to kill 100 tiger. He could give up tiger hunting altogether. Means this was his planning going on, that after killing 100 tigers, I will just give up tiger hunting. But he had to be extremely careful with that last tiger. So he wanted to kill the last tiger because, according to the prophecy, according to the prediction, that the last tiger will be the cause of death. So he will have to be very or extremely careful while killing or shooting him. What had the late chief astrologer said? Even after killing 99 tigers, the Maharaja should beware of the 100. Means you should be very much aware of, okay, extremely cautious, alert while killing the 100 tiger. True enough, the tiger was savage beast, okay, after all. One had to be wary of it. But where was that 100 tiger to be found? Now this was the uh, now the whole ministers, okay, all the ministers were in a search of finding a tiger so that the tiger hunting could be done by the Maharaja, but they were unable to find a single tiger. So this finding the last tiger is very much important, and the way they will just find the tiger and the way they will place it in a forest near the tent or camp where the Maharaja was erected for the tiger hunting. That scene or that particular decision is very much, humorous, and this makes it clear that Tiger King was although very brave while hunting tigers and before his kingdom and before his countrymen, but he was not as brave as he was, displayed in this story, because his all bravery were, uh, not working, or his all bravery was choked before the British officers or in front of the British officers. So this we can say that he was not so brave, okay, as he has been portrayed in this story. Now see the condition, but where was that hunted tiger to be found? It seemed easier to find tiger's milk, okay, than a live tiger. This is the kind of saying at Takia Kalam. This is a kind of saying that uh, there was no trace of, okay, there was no complete, no trace of a single tiger, okay, in the kingdom or the neighboring country, neighboring kingdom. Thus the Maharaja was sunk in gloom. Now see, he was completely sunk in gloom, means completely unhappy, okay, stressed and mad. But soon came the happy news which dispelled that gloom. Dispel means remove the gloom, okay, the anxiety. In his own estate, sheep began to disappear frequently from a hillside village. Sheep means sheep means actually the narrator is telling that the farmers, okay, reported that their sheep, their goats, okay, were hunted by someone. Means they every day they find that one or two goats and sheep are missing. So they realize that this is the work of a tiger in the village hillside area. It was first ascertained that this was to the not the work of, okay, Khadar Mia Sahib or Viras Mani Nekar, okay, both famed for their ability to swallow sheep whole. Now, now see the accusation, okay, and blaming. These two people, okay, the name Khadar Mia Sahib or Viras Mani Nekar, they used to steal or the sheep of the poor farmer and then they eat it. Then they eat it. But now the blame is not going to these two people, the blame goes to the tiger. The villagers ran to inform the Maharaja. The Maharaja announced a 3-year exemption from all taxes. See the foolishness and height of nonsense of the tiger, that when he was informed that there is a presence of tiger in that village area, so all the taxes of the village were exempted, okay, for that village, and set out on the hunt, okay, at once. And now the king went there, okay, for hunting. The tiger was not easily found. It seemed as if it had wantonly hid itself in order to flaunt the Maharaja. And now the narrator is telling here that it appears that the tiger was totally uh, unhappy. Not unhappy means he was frightened when he might have realized that the tiger king is here, okay, and he's going to kill me. So in order to stop his flaunt means bravery or showing arrogant nature, that I am the king, I am the brave, I am the courageous one. So he wanted to stop all these things. This is the very uh, unusual things. The Maharaja fury and obstinacy mounted, means he became very angry. Sorry, the Maharaja was equally determined. He refused to leave the forest, okay, until the tiger was found. As the days, okay, passed, the Maharaja fury had and obstinacy mounted alarmingly, means he became very very angry, okay. Many officers lost their jobs. See the stupidity. One day when his rage was at its height, the Maharaja called the Diwan and ordered him to double the land tax forthwith, okay. Land tax forthwith means after that he is telling that from today onwards double the tax from on the farmers. So this is the stupidity, okay. And he is showing his power, although he was a very powerful man, but his power was only practiced before the poor people. And this is the irony of his name and his power and his courage and his confidence. Means the power should be used before the powerful people, but this idiot, this nonsense, okay, this stupid king is actually using his power before the poor people, and this is the height of stupidity, okay. So this is the story. After this, okay, we have 2 3 more paragraphs that I will explain in the next class. Thank you very much. All the best. God bless you all. These two questions are there. You will write a debate, okay. on capital punishment, and the second one is a speech, and the topic for a speech is cleanliness is the responsibility of all. Thank you very much. All the best.